Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look. Let's get out 3B, if you don't mind. 3B. So all I'm looking at right now is 3B. So just kind of quickly, is there anything on 3B you would like me to go over? Yeah. Number 7 on 3B, you got it.
Yeah.
No, you didn't come see me if you needed that much work.
Which one?
3B.
Oh, just kidding. I can do that.
All right, and I'm teaching off this today because I got a graph. I can't graph that well on my other thing. All right, so 3B, this one. That one, correct? Okay. The cover method is not going to work real well on this one because we get it fractions. So I would say solve each for y. So this first one, I'm going to get this. And then I'm going to get this. Is that okay? And then on this one, I'm going to divide everything by 4. 6 over 4 is 3 over 2. So I guess the fortunate thing is our y-intercept on both is 3 over 2. Okay? And then it looks like it's the same line. So down 1, right 4. So if I graph each one, it's going to land on the same line. So this would incorporate as having infinite solutions. Anything else from 3B? Yeah.
For that one, like 3 over 2, and you just graph it.
I did. So that's like 1.5, right? So 1.
No.
Anything else from 3B? Yeah. Back of the room.
Oh,
27. I did number 6 the other day. 27. All right, hiking trip. I'm going to hit more of that today, so let's not worry about it this second. All right, so coming around as a stapler, I need 3B with your name and stapled. So coming around. So staple that. Let's get 3C out and take a look at that, if you don't mind. And this is the one I asked you to try. The one that Olivia said I can't do it.
Nope.
All right. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Pick one.
7.
Okay, good for picking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 1. All right, so I have this equation. This is a profit equation. How do I know it's profit? Because it's P. All right, and I'm going to find all of the points. So I got 0, 2, 6, 0.
2,
And then 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. And then 2, 6. Is that what it was?
yeah, and 5,
And 5, what?
7.
5, 7. All right, so those are the intersections of our bounded region. Agree? Does everyone feel comfortable how we found that?
Yeah.
You just looked at the graph and you picked off those pieces. All right, so you're going to plug both these x, y values into your profit equation. So this will give me 10. This will give me 4. What is that?
44.
44. This will give me 18. This will give me 6, 30, 36. That'll give me 15 and 35, 50. All right, what's my largest number? 50. So this yields us our maximum profit, and this one yields us our minimum profit. Yeah.
So on like the quiz, how do you want us to answer that? Do you just want us to like write maximum?
I think I'll have a space. It'll say list the min,
That's all we have to do.
list the max. Yeah. I know it was so tough.
But how do you do the ones where it's
Oh, I'm not there yet. Any other questions on 1 through 6?
Yes.
On 1 through 6?
That's what I was saying.
One.
How do you get the ones where like it's not like there's not
It's not bounded.
yeah.
So like number 5 and number 2.
Yeah.
So you would just have a maximum or a minimum. It has one or the other. It doesn't have any. Yeah. Does that make sense? Are you sure? You got a smile out of you. You were mad for like all last week. I don't know what I did wrong. Like I kept going out between classes, checking to see if my tires were slashed. You were so mad. You're like, man.
No, it's because my first 2 periods are like awful. So then I just come to this class.
And then you just take it out on me. I try to have you welcome and cheery and tell a funny story.
What happened to the riddles? We just stopped getting
Oh,
riddles.
yeah.
Well, I know. I kind of ran out.
We had like 4.
I'll get back.
Ran out of riddles?
I have plenty of riddles. I will get back into those. I have just been the med class with the cadaver labs is a lot of time it's taken me. Not because setting up stuff takes a lot of time. It's all set up. It's all taken care of until the student at 2:30 the day before is bringing me their packet that was due a week and a half ago saying, here's for tomorrow. So I can't just say, oh, great. Then I have to go down and I have to beg and plead with the person who puts them all in to make sure it's okay because it came in a week and a half too late. So all last week, all I dealt with every day was for Friday's lab was people coming in, 2 or 3 people each day. Oh, here's my stuff. Here's my stuff.
I mean, you might.
It was due last week. Oh, my English teacher hasn't been here for 4 weeks. Who the hell's your English teacher?
Our favorite teacher's been gone.
Why?
Shit.
Forge the signatures then. If they're gone that long.
Where do you do those labs?
At the basement of this class. We'd go up to CU Med School. It's on the Anschutz campus.
So like a real
Yeah, we're at a real medical school. And there's real medical students that are really working us through.
No, it would smell of the whole school.
Really?
So
It does
we
smell
smell
like
like dead people.
It smells like radiator
like
fluid.
a dead person the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It was just
I just have a question for number 4. Like,
4.
Does that count as bounded?
I think that would be bounded because you don't see it shading. So I think the 0, 0 and the... It's kind of hard to recognize where exactly it crosses because it's...
But you do like 0, 0 and then.
Then like 7, 0 and then 0, 6 or whatever.
And is that because it's with the just because it's only a 1 quarter or
Yeah.
1 quadrant?
Yep. All right, next page. 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Someone eating an orange?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, it smells like an orange in here all of a sudden. All right, number 10. All right. First thing they want us to do is we're going to graph these to find our bounded region. Is that okay? So doing the best we can. I know I could. All right. So this line cover method would totally work. So 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that okay so far?
He's like, dude, you just grabbed the line.
All right, bloop. Cover method will work. So 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then let's do this. And do that bloop. And then 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 2. Okay. The hard part about doing this is think about your test point. Let's pick 1, 1 right there. Does everyone agree that 1, 1 is on one side or the other of all of our lines? Okay, so let's figure out. I'm thinking this is our bounded region here, but let's make sure. So in the red, I'm going to plug 1, 1 in, so I get 4 is greater than 9. Is that true or false? False. So that means I'm going to shade on this side of the red. Does that make sense how I just did that? I'm not going to draw the whole shading in. I'm just going to make some marks. Plug it into the blue. 2 is greater than 5. False. So I need a shade on this side of the blue. And then let's plug into the purple. So I get 5 is greater than 8. Well, what do you think? Right, up. So it's on top of that. So it's got to be this whole region, agree? Yeah. Okay. And so it's unbounded, so I can just probably find a min. So I know I have to have this corner here, and that was 0, 9. I know I have this corner here, which is 8, 0. Now I have to figure out this one and this one. Okay, so if I take the red and the blue and figure out where they cross each other, it looks like 2, 3. Look at about 2, 3. And then this one looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 maybe. And if you did that on your graph paper, I mean, I freehanded it. Yes, I had straight edges, but I just kind of freehanded it. Does that seem all appropriate? Plug our values in. So 12 times 9 is what? 108?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. And then this one is going to give me 24, 36, 60. And then this one's going to give me 48, 50. And then that. Did I do that right? 4 times 8 is 48.
Plus 12.
60. Right? Yeah. Forgot to carry the 1. All right, and then 8 times 12 is, excuse me, 96. And because it's not bounded to the right and up above, I don't have a max. So the only thing you can identify on this is I happen to have 2 mins. And you can say that it's unbounded. All right. So anything else on that page that needs help? Yeah.
I was just gonna ask for the quiz tomorrow, when we do these problems, you just need to find, like, what 4 key points do we have to find to
Well, so we will have most of them that we will either have it already a picture that you're just taking the corners and plugging them in. So you're telling me max and mins. You might have some that you might have to draw out like this where we gave you the equations. And I think there's only one question that has us going through and making it. But I saw it and I think we can do it okay.
Oh.
But I'm going to go over the whole next worksheet in a moment.
Oh.
Did the stapler make it all the way around the room? Yeah. Everyone? So I would like, hang on, before we answer any more questions, okay, see if we can follow instructions. Will you please pass forward 3B and anything earlier that you might need to turn in than 3B? Like if you missed a day. So make sure your name's on that. Pass that to the front, please.
Mr. Swift,
Yeah.
can you explain this? I'm a little lost. Like this whole problem. I think all of us are really
You know, Olivia's got it now.
killer.
She does.
I don't think any of us know.
I know.
So
Because you weren't listening.
if we go over it, I think it would be very
She's my key target. She gets it, then I move on.
She doesn't get it though.
No, she does.
I get it.
She had a big smile on her face. She's like, dude, I get this. It was awesome. So awesome.
But I do get it.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means.
Or no, it's a minimum cost.
Just no one did it.
Do we have to turn
Once
we're
you
not
enter
turning
like
these into
Okay,
this
All right.
and it's the minimum cost.
All right. So is 3C all good?
Yes.
Do we need any more help on 3C?
Can we go over this?
We just went over that.
So if you need more time on 3C, that's fine. But where I want to go to now is I want to go to 3D. I didn't assign 3D, right? So go to 3D. Please get it out. Let's take a look at it.
Number 8 in 3C.
I've already moved on. I'll get there. I'll go back if I have time. I know.
I was doing this.
I can't have anything fun.
No, I don't remember doing this.
All right, so
We had to go. That's when we did the notes online with the sub here.
Oh, yeah.
and thanks for being good for the sub, by the way. So I am just taking a look at this one. Number 1, I don't like the question.
I agree.
So I'm just not going to do it. But I want to take a look at number 2. Is that okay? Yes. All right, problem number 2. Problem number 2 talks about a manufacturer. I get this. Manufacturer of model airplane and car kits puts wheels, windows, and stickers in the package. Each model plane needs 3 wheels, 9 windows, 6 stickers. Each model car needs 4 wheels, 4 windows, 5 stickers. The manufacturer has 360 wheels, 720 windows, 540 stickers. So we're assuming that the wheels that go on the car and the airplane are the same. The stickers that go on the car and the airplane are the same. The windows that go on the car and the airplane are the exact same. I know they're not, but we're talking about models, okay? So we want to write the profit equation, and we want to write the inequality. Okay, so I want to do the profit equation first. It's over here. So by reading my information, it says each model airplane's profit is $2. Each model car is $1.50. So I'm going to call X is going to be my airplane, and Y is going to be my car. Is that okay? So my profit equation is going to be what using that X and Y? 1.5Y. And then 2X. Okay, so this equation will not be graphed at all. And we're not actually finishing this problem. We just have to get the profit equation, and then we have the constraints. We good? Okay, let's see if we can figure this out. First thing I want to kind of focus on are the wheels. I'm going to create an equation with the wheels. How many wheels do I have total? What does it say in the problem? 360 wheels. So I have to have less than or equal to 360 wheels that I use. Is that okay so far? Anyone stuck? Olivia? I'm just joking. Okay, how many wheels can I put on an airplane? Read the thing.
3.
3. So I can put 3 wheels on an airplane. How many on a car? There's one of my constraint equations. So between the wheels that are used for my cars and the wheels that are used for my airplanes, I can't use more than 360 of them. I can't put 10 wheels on an airplane because it's not there. I can't put 40 wheels on a car because, and though it would be kind of fun as a kid going, oh, look at this. I don't know if you ever did that with your Legos having wheels. And you're like, it doesn't really turn real well.
All the time.
I loved Legos. I still do. All right. So, am I good with the wheels equation? Is there anybody here that's like, where did any of that information just come from for the wheels?
The reading.
The what?
The reading. Like the top part.
Yeah. It wasn't a question. It was like a rhetorical question.
All right. So what other parts to this adventure do we have? Windows. Okay. So we'll do this one in green. Windows. All right. How many total windows do we have? 720. So I can't go over 720 windows with our thing. Now, again, we're assuming that we're using the exact same window for the car and the airplane. I know it's not real life. Just go with us on it. So how many windows are on an airplane?
9.
9. We're reading. How many windows are on a car?
4.
Okay. So they're thinking back in your day, Southwest going. Okay, there was like 36 rows. Some rows had 2 windows, some only had 1, some had 1.5.
If 1,000 kids open 1,000 lockers, then 600 of them would be open.
No, only 41 of them would be. All the perfect squares.
That's close.
So 1, 4, 9, 16.
We never solved that.
Oh, we just did
We
that.
just did.
Yeah, he just said
I know, but.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did have one student who emailed me in the end of the class. That person is exempt from having to take the final.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. The last thing we need to solve are stickers. And again, I don't know what these stickers are, but how many total stickers do I have? 540. So I can't give any more than 540 stickers away. How many stickers go on our airplane? 6 on the airplane. And how many go on the car? Okay. Those are my constraints. These are the 3 equations that I would somehow graph that it would give me, I don't know, something like this. I have no idea. It's doing something like that. You know, we have this shaded region that we're going to try and find the corners on. It's not asking us to find the corners, but that's where these come from. We do this to get there. We find the corners. We plug the corners in there for find the max and the min. It's a profit equation, so we want a max. Okay? That's all there is to number 2. Now, the reason I got the hiccups. The reason I don't like problem number 1, Jillian is on a diet. She eats meals of asparagus and beans. She needs at least 12 grams of fiber, 3 grams per serving of asparagus, and 1 gram per serving of beans. I'm like, what? That was like the ultimate run-on sentence. And I teach math, so I shouldn't recognize that. You know it's run-on if I see it.
Also, eating asparagus and beans every day would suck.
That's like.
Asparagus makes your peas smell funny.
It
does.
It makes your peas smell bad.
It does. See?
All
Alright, so I'm moving down to number 3. So we're not going to worry about number 1 because I don't like that it has kind of multi things to it. Alright. So, let me... Don't be a vegetarian. Gotta control the pet population. So.
Oh my god. For a day?
Well, like, you don't have to eat. Oh. Yeah, I know.
I'm hoping not. You know, you never know what I might come across. That's looking like not the best one. Alright. Looks like you use a straight edge now.
Mr. Stir.
What?
I heard it.
Yeah.
You don't know. I'm sorry. Alright.
Math.
It is math.
It's just math.
Alright. I've never taught math, as you all can tell.
Why did you choose math?
Well, I didn't. I'm certified to teach all math. I'm certified to teach all science. I'm certified to teach all history.
What? So why?
I spent way too much time in undergrad.
They just placed you here.
So he's a pretty good math teacher. Let's have him do this.
Okay. Good for them.
All right. You want to know the real reason I chose my love of math?
Why?
Please tell us.
Because when I was sitting in your guys' seats, I absolutely could not stand math. And I was an albatross around the teacher's neck. I was an anchor around their neck. I was horrible.
That's
Wait,
I was the one who invented, what are we ever going to have to use this for in life?
Does that mean I'm gonna become a math teacher? Oh.
It's not bad. I love my job. It's awesome.
If you were teaching
I
me,
would-
you are teaching me, so I will become famous. So it doesn't.
That's true. I mean, Goobler never thought, if you would have seen what Goobler looked like when I first met him when he was a sophomore, he was this tall. Matthew Gray Goobler. You got your phone?
Was he made of goo?
No. Google him. Take a look at him.
Wait, what's his name?
Matthew Gray Goobler. Gublar.
Yeah, let me show me. Oh, it's that guy from Criminal Minds. Oh, it's a cute guy. Oh, man. I think he's so cute. Look,
I'll
he's
let him
like
know
the
next time I see him.
He's like the one with like. He's the one with one eye.
When he was a sophomore, when I had him in pre-calc, he was this tall. He wore glasses that were like this
Oh my
big.
God, he's my sister that that's the one Criminal Minds who taught.
Oh my
You
God.
what?
He's
Yeah,
my
Kelsey
favorite.
Criminal
He told
Minds,
us that
he
he
literally
taught
looks like
someone on
a
Criminal
serial
Minds, my
killer.
sister.
He's my
Criminal
favorite
Minds.
character.
So I told her that
He's the
Sammy.
only attraction.
Shut up.
That's
So
like
I told her that he
my-
taught someone. Now I know who.
Stop doing that.
Alright.
He's not typing. I think he's so.
Hey.
It's that mean.
That was when he was at NYU.
See, he's pretty. He's fairly attractive.
You were.
He's not up here. I feel like he's good for me. Oh yeah, you're like my standard. I can't.
So-
Yeah, he's like,
So you want to know who his girlfriend was in high school?
Who?
His girlfriend's parents owned the MGM resort.
Sounds like a, wow, she's living the life. That's
She-
what?
She
She won't have to work a day in her life.
she won't. Yeah,
That'll be me. I don't know.
All right. So
Can't wait to meet her.
I'm gonna draw my constraints. First one is here. Next one is here. All right, that's number 3 so far. Why did I draw 2 neon?
Because that's the.
Between that and the extra area, right? And then I'm going to draw 2 more. Draw this one. And then I'm going to draw this one. Okay? Am I done with all the constraints yet? No. I have one last one to draw, but I'll have to use the cover method in order to figure out. Let's see. 120 is like way out here, and 120 is like way up here. Agree?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I used a straight edge, so it's not my first rodeo sometimes. All right, so I want to find where I'm going to use. So I'm going to use maybe the point 10, 10 as my test point. The reason I'm not using 0, 0 is because it's not going to work on the green ones. All right, so I'm going to take 10, 10. So my x value is being 10. If I plug 10 into my very first inequality being this, does that work? Is 10 somewhere in between those?
Yes.
Okay? So that means I'm shading in between the greens. Yay. What about on this one? I'm going to plug my y value, which is the other 10, into this. Does that work on this one? Okay, so far we know that we're shading in between the neon greens and the orange. Now let's figure out where do we shade with the red one. It's true. X plus y is less than or equal to 120. So 10 plus 10, 20 is less than. So here is my feasible region that I'm going to shade. Is that okay so far? Now let's find my points. Well, I got 0, 0 here. I got down here, that's 80, 0. Oops, that's supposed to be an 80, 0. And then I got up here 0, 60. And then I want to find this one and this one. Okay? Now, it's not as tough as it looks to find those points. So to find this point, I know that my x value is 80. Agreed? How did I know that? Well, that line was x equals 80. So 80, so if I take 80 and I plug it in here, what do I get from my y component? 40. Good. All right, then on this one, which value do I know, x or y? Y, and y is what? 60. So if I take that 60, plug it in here, x plus 60 equals 120, so that's 60 comma 60. Just let it go. All right, so.
This been the quiz.
No, we're learning.
Thank you. You don't take the quiz tomorrow. You get an A. Best remark ever. All right. So is everybody okay with how I just determined the vertices?
Yes.
And again, I'm going to have you guys on a nice graph. I'm not going to have something that falls off the graph, that crosses the x-axis at, 167.25. Okay? We're like, I'm not quite sure where this is. All right, so then they give us this profit equation. So the profit equation is this. All right, if you have a calculator, it'd be really helpful because I'm kind of good with arithmetic, but I also suck at it. All right, so I'll do this one, though. This one gives me 0. How'd I get that? I plugged 0 in. What is 15 times 80 for this one? 1,200, thank you. 15 times 80 plus 12 times 40. 15 times 80 plus 12 times 40. Plus 12 times 1,600. Okay. 1680. Okay. Sweet. And then 15 times 60 plus 12 times 60. 16,000?
1,620. Sorry.
1620, okay. And then 12 times 60. 720. All right, we're using the profit equation, so what's the most ideal thing? Well, here's my max. Max, make an A and an X. There we go, if I could write. Okay, so I just started graphing. So it says this: a sporting goods store makes 2 types of golf bags, full size and collapsible, X and Y. The maximum number of full-size bags manufactured per week is 80, and the minimum number of collapsible bags per week is 60. There is enough time in the week to manufacture a total of 120 bags. And then the profit equation for 15 for profit for full size is 15 and $12 profit for collapsible. Okay, so that's where this equation came from. They said they could only make 120 bags per week, so between the two. They have to make somewhere between that many of the collapsible and that many of the full size. That's where that all came from. So if you were working at this company, if you were the math actuarial scientist who is crunching this kind of information together to figure out how to maximize your profits, they're going to say, hey, you know what? If you make 80 of one type of bag and 40 of the other, 80 of the full size and 40 of the other, that's going to maximize your profit. Do you think a math actuarial scientist makes a lot of money?
Yeah.
I will tell you, when I first took the actuarial science test, there was 9 tests. If you pass the first one, you're pretty much guaranteed, this was back in the late 80s, 120 a year. Back in the 80s. It's in the $200,000 range if you pass the first exam. If you pass all the way up to the 9th exam, you are starting in the 7-figure range. Okay? So when you say, should I use this? I just gave you an opportunity where an unbelievable job would be a math actuarial scientist. Who do those people work for? They work for businesses. They work for insurance companies. They work for hospitals. They make an unbelievable amount of money because what do? They find the maximum profit and the minimum costs. That's it.
I feel like it'd be kind of cheap just to do it yourself. You're telling me, man.
I've also called the Broncos saying, hey, look, I'm happy to be on your injured reserve making $450,000 a year to not do anything. But
They say.
yeah.
They know the game like
It was a voicemail I left him. It hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Probably
When was that?
I'm just joking. I didn't really. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Number 4. I'm on number 4 now. Number 4. A farmer can make a profit for $250 for every ton of alfalfa harvested and $350 for every ton of corn harvested. Now the problem is between the alfalfa and corn, you have to use the same field, but you can't grow the same crops in the same field, so you have to figure out how to maximize your field space. Corn requires 3 hours per ton to harvest, while alfalfa requires 2 hours per ton. Each crop requires 1 hour per ton for planting. The harvesting time is 1,200 hours and planting time is 500 hours. Okay. So if I called alfalfa X and I called corn Y, okay, so they tell me that 2x plus 3y is less than or equal to 1,200. Where did that go with? How did I get that equation? The harvesting time. And they told us how much time each took. And then I know that x plus y is less than or equal to 500. Okay? You have 500 hours to plant this crop. So between crop A and crop B, or crop X and Y, you have that. Are you going to plant something? Yes. You're going to plant each of each crop. So X and Y are greater than. That just means we're dealing with quadrant 1. What's my profit equation? How much do I make?
X plus Y.
No.
You're wrong.
250 X, which is the alfalfa,
Plus 350 Y.
plus 350 Y. Now the hard thing is, a lot of people say you're making the most profit on alfalfa, so plant all of it. You don't have enough time. There's this gentle balance in between the two. Okay? Bless you. So I'm going to paste this, see how it works. Thought I was going to paste. Paste. Oh, just can't have nice things these days.
There goes the thing.
Image. Paste. Oh yeah, we made it huge. Let's make it SML. What do you say? So just so you know, actuarial scientists also work for the federal government and find out the probabilities of terror attacks.
Oh.
So you want to go a little morbid.
Sounds like a really sad job.
You pay me $1 million to do so, I'd punch my own mom in the face for $1 million.
Yeah, that'd be dumb.
You know, I'll take a moment and encourage you.
Yes, you'd be like, hey.
All right, so I'm just kidding. I really wouldn't punch her in the face. Jeez. All right, 0. I'm going to make that 100, 200, 300, 400, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way to 900. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Doing the same thing in the y direction all the way to 900. Is that all right?
Yeah.
All right, let's graph this one. If I use my cover method, the x value is 600. The y value is 400. That all right?
Yep.
Okay. Cover method on this one, 500 and 500 for both. And then, so I would say this is our feasible region because this and this are both here. So I think this is our region, and I would say right there, by looking at it, it looks like 300, 200 is that point. This point right here is 500, 0. And this point right here is 0, 400. And then everybody's favorite, 0, 0. Okay? And I thought I made a profit equation, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's on
It's
top.
Did I cover it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So P equals 250x plus 350y. That one? Sweet. All right, so that's going to give me 0. 500 times 250. Good. A little bit better value than that. This one gives me 1400. 250 times 500. Anybody? Don't be like my wife and ignore me.
125,000.
125,000?
A lot.
Yeah.
125,000?
Yeah.
Is that what you said, or 12,500?
125,000.
Holy cow. That's 140 done. And then that one. 250 times 300 plus 350 times 200.
250 times what?
So 250 times 300 plus 350 times 200. 150,000. All right, so if I plant 300 of my alfalfa and 200 of my corn, I make the most money. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this. So I want 3C and 3D done for tomorrow. We do have a quiz tomorrow. I do have the option to postpone it to Wednesday, but when I take a look at it, I'm pretty sure I don't need to. Okay? I'm pretty sure it's fresh in your head. Those 2 pages need to come in to me.
Mr. Stu,
Yeah.
do you have A2